Welcome to episode 68 of G. Heller's Beer Reviews. This evening I will be reviewing Saranac Pumpkin Ale. So this is a limited edition pumpkin ale from the United States. It's brewed in the state of New York, not the city, the state, I believe. And it says an ale brewed with pumpkin and spices with natural flavours added. So this is the American style, which as I did a review a couple ago of the Gage Road pumpkin ale, the Australian from WA, from Western Australia. This one is the true form in the United States, where it is quite popular. In the 1980s, it picked up again after they were brewed centuries ago, when there was a limited supply of grain and cereal. So the pumpkin ales have made a comeback, and they're quite popular at certain times of the year. On the label here it says cinnamon, allspice and cloves. So, and a few other things. Yeah, anyway, I did a bit of reading. It said it had some ginger in it as well. But cinnamon is the most pronounced spice here, allegedly. So we'll see what that's like. As for the bottle, I bought a 6-pack of it. And it's a 355 milliliter bottle at 5.1% alcohol by volume. So without further delay, let's crack it open. And now the first pumpkin ale I had was that review of the Gage Road brew, and I quite enjoyed it. It was something different, so I'm looking forward to this one. Let's see how it goes. Okay, the whole thing in there, perfect pour. Well, close to perfect. It's a little bit of something on the head there, but anyway. Okay, as for carbonation, yeah, it's moderate to high. A fair bit of carbonation there. Colour is it's actually darker than the last pumpkin ale I had. Yeah, it's definitely a lot darker. It's leaning towards burgundy. I suppose like a Kilkenny red ale, but a little bit lighter than that. It's a lot darker than the other one. As for visibility, I can see through it quite easily, but it is of dark colour, sort of like a tea colour. If you made a cup of tea, it's got a very similar colour to that. As for the head, it is an off-white coloured head, dissipated very quickly. It's probably half a finger, not much of it left. As for the smell, see, this one I'm picking up the pumpkin much more than the Aussie version that I had. Quite a strong, pronounced pumpkin smell. And the difference with it is that it actually smells like cooked pumpkin, where the other one smelled raw. Getting cinnamon coming through as well, but not as pronounced as the Gage Road brew. And I'm comparing the two because I think it's worthwhile, seeing I only reviewed the other one recently. Alright, most important part, the taste test. Cheers. Straight up, I'm getting cinnamon. As my fellow beer tuber Jez said, if you like cinnamon donuts, this is for you. It tastes very strongly, or similar taste to like a cinnamon donut. Very sweet in that regard, but it has a bit of spice in with that as well. So initially it's sweet, and then there's a spice that comes through that lingers in the palate. As for the pumpkin, it's there too. It's in the background. It's much more pronounced than the Gage Roads brew. Uh, I'd have to say again, the Gage Roads brew tasted like raw pumpkin. This actually tastes like baked pumpkin. It's a little bit different in flavour. I don't know if they prepare it differently or what, or different type of pumpkin, but it's yeah, different. And I actually prefer this one. This one's got a much more balanced flavour. Let's give it another go. I'm picking up the ginger in this as well. Definitely getting a bit of a ginger taste, like you would think of a ginger beer, a bit of a bite there with the ginger. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this beer. It's a lot of spice in it and a lot of flavour. What's interesting though is that when you have it, you taste the cinnamon, the ginger, and the pumpkin mixed all throughout it. But afterwards, the palate, there's a bit of a burning spice in your mouth. See, normally with most beers, as we know, we get a nice hop bitterness, a nice hop bite. But this is different. It's more like a bit of a burn, like a ginger beer burn. So if you get a good ginger beer, whether it's alcoholic or not, and you drink it and it leaves that nice little burn in the palate, this has this, well, has that burn. So, excuse me, it's quite carbonated as well. But yeah, it's quite interesting. But I'm really liking this actually. When I first smelt it, I wasn't too keen. Smelled a bit. Well, it smelled very foreign to me, being a beer drinker. The ingredients are very different to traditional style of beer or styles of beer. But having a number of sips, it's actually very good. Very sweet though. If you're not on into sweet beers, this probably wouldn't be for you. You may be able to have one, but then move on to something else. But even for me, it is very sweet, and I don't mind sweeter types of beers. Um, you probably have a few and maybe move on to something else. Uh, I think it's essential you pour it in the glass though, because you get the air coming to it and really get the flavours going. But yeah, really good beer. I'll give it one more go and I'll give it a score. Yeah, I like it. It's different and it's nice. So that's two thumbs up for me in that regard. On Beer Advocate, it gets about 85 from the users out of 100. So it's reviewed quite well. And for me, what would I give it? I would give it 9 out of 10. I gave the Gauge Roads 8.5, I believe. Test my memory, it's only a couple of days ago, but I'll give this 9 out of 10. I think I gave 8.5. It's testing me. Tell me in the comments. But yeah, so 9 out of 10 for Saranac Pumpkin Ale. I think it's something different. If you like pumpkin, you'll lap this up, or cinnamon, or that type of thing. You will love it. It mightn't be everyone's flavour. I'll just give you a bit of warning in that regard. It is very different. But if you want to try something different, go for it. 9 out of 10 for Saranac Pumpkin Ale. Thanks for watching another G Hello Beer Review, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.